Sometimes it's hard for kids to grasp how a being like God the Father or Jesus Christ could be great and terrible, how he could be so merciful and also so harsh as to cause destruction at the end of days. Sometimes it feels like they don't line up. So you want to help your kids understand how something can be both things at once, depending on your vantage point. One of the easiest comparisons I find in literature is what you see with Aslan in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. In fact, if you're studying this at home with your family, maybe you watch that movie or read a little bit of that book together, because Aslan is that character, right? He is great and terrible. For those who follow him and those who obey his teachings and are the kind of people he needs them to be, he is great. He's a defender. He's this lion with this incredible mane who stands strong to defend them against their enemies. To the enemies who are coming against him, who are trying to hurt those he loves and trying to deceive those who he is protecting, he is terrible. He's got this roar and this intimidation about him that makes other people cower. I love how you see that play out in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But if you need a faster way to do it, maybe in a Sunday school class or seminary class, you just need to go online. You want to look for something called ambiguous images. I'm going to put a bunch of them after this video so that you could pause and show a few of these to your class if that's easier for you. But there's a bunch of them. In fact, with AI, you can make all kinds of things. But the idea is that you have an image that is actually two things. The simplest version that your kids have seen is probably the faces and the vases, right? It is faces, and it also is a vase. And it's not that one is right and one is wrong. It just depends on what you're looking at. Are you looking at the center or are you looking at the outside edges? When you were growing up, you probably saw that one that was like a duck and, what was it, a duck and a rabbit at the same time, depending on where you were looking, or the frog and the horse. There's a whole bunch of them. But what's cool about those images is neither answer is correct. They can be both of those things simultaneously. That's what makes them an ambiguous image. So for this object lesson, you're just going to show your kids a bunch of them. Or maybe if you're in a Sunday school class, have them search it on their phones and show their very favorite one. There's some really cool ones out there, you guys. Maybe you pass around phones or you hold them up on your iPad so that you could look at them as a class and consider. Think about the ones we've seen in the past, like that dress that some people saw as black and blue and some people saw as white and gold. Or that cat that sometimes looks like it's going up the stairs and sometimes looks like it's going down the stairs. And you could show a few of those and then talk to your kids about, this is what you see in section 45. The Lord is great and terrible. He is majesty, right? Majesty is both of those things. But the promise is, if you abide in him, if you become as he is, then he is never terrible to you. He is only great and glorious. It is a different vantage point that sees him in a darker lens, right? If you stay true to what the prophet has taught, if you make and keep covenants with God, then he is great and glorious to you. But the second coming is both. He is both to different people. And I think to understand that is powerful for your kids. So they can understand not just these scriptures, but many more that we're going to read in the Doctrine and Covenants that talk about these last days being both great and dreadful. I hope it helps.